Hello, everybody. It's Monday, 28th of February. Today, we're going to be working a little bit on the IT band, which is good for the knees. I'm just going to mute you all because I've got some background noise here for the recording. I don't want the background noise. There we go. And we'll start off, of course, with the breathing exercise, also some nodding and some head movements. Then I'm going to show you some mobilization movements for the shoulders. And then we'll start to massage with the tennis ball. So just now I'm going to put my tennis ball on my mat because we'll work with it later. So get yourself into a comfortable position, either seated or standing. Shoulders nice and wide. Get your neck long. And we'll just start out with a couple movements for the neck, shoulders, and ribs before we do pranayama. So let's breathe in and lift the chin. Feel the stretch through the throat and the jaw. And breathe out and lower your chin down as low as possible to the chest. And again, breathing in, we lift, looking skyward. And breathing out, we lower, look down towards the floor. One more time, let's breathe in. And breathe out. And these sorts of movements, so simple. You can do it anytime during the day. And this is very good for your balance. Turn your head to the right, look over the shoulder without moving the shoulder, and then turn to the left. And again, to the right. Now, all these movements with the head helps to get the rest of the body connected up to our vestibular system, which is the system of balance. One more time to the right. And one more time to the left. Keep looking to the left, and we'll do head circles. Roll the chin down to the chest and go to the right shoulder. And then we'll roll the chin down to the chest again to the left shoulder. So simple, these exercises. But sometimes the simplest of exercises are the most powerful. Let's go again one more time to the right, very gently. And to the left, super, super gentle. Bring your chin back down to your chest and lift the head to make it neutral. Neutral spine, neutral neck. Now, roll your shoulders, lifting the shoulders up and around. Nice, big movements with the shoulders. Get some ease into the upper back. Change the direction. And of course, if you feel pain, just don't make it as big, but keep the movement. That's it. Good. Now raise your right arm up over the head. Bring the arm next to the ear and lean over to your right. Breathe over to your left. Sorry. Breathe out, coming back to center. We do 3 of these stretches. Let's go again. Over to the left, opening up the ribs, back to center. One more time. Breathe out as you lean over. And then bringing the arm down, let's change. Right arm to the sky, left arm to the sky. Take a deep breath in and we go over to our right and we come back. Good, 3 times. Breathe out as you go over. Good, ladies, back to center. One more time. Excellent. Now bring your arms around behind you. Clasp your hands together. The elbows will be bent to start. Lift your chin, lengthen out the neck, and see how straight you can get the arms behind you. This opens up the chest. Please don't go into any pain, opening the throat as well, and take some deep breaths in and out through the chest. Let your chest rise and fall as you breathe. One more deep breath in. And release. Now let's bring the hands out in front of us. Push the hands away from you, rounding your upper back. Drop your chin down to your chest and see if you can breathe into the upper back. Deep breaths in and out. One more. Lift your chin and release the arms. Good. Okay. Set your hands at your lower ribs. So find where the bottom of the rib cage is. This is where the diaphragm attaches up, and it attaches all the way around the body. grab a hold of it at the lower ribs, and I want you to feel the movement as you breathe in. So breathing in, expand, and breathing out. Good. Keep going, breathing in and breathing out. Keep going with that, seeing if you can get those ribs expanding out to the sides. And in a recent class I took of Bowspring, they talk about the ribs, the bottom ribs, like a disc, like a big round disc. And they called it the solar disc. I really like that. I want you to close your eyes and imagine that it's golden. And as you breathe in, that disc expands all sides, front, back, side to side. And as you breathe out, it becomes a little bit smaller and pulls inwards and concentrates its energy inwards. Okay, so breathe in and it expands, and you breathe out and it concentrates its energy. 2 more times. Breathe in, breathe out. Excellent. 1 more time, breathing in and breathing out. Good job. All right, let's mobilize the shoulders. Taking your hands, I'm going to show you from behind. I want you to bring your hands as close to each other as possible behind your head. And if possible, cross one hand on top of the other. And then bring your arms down and towards your lower back and cross one hand on top of the other. Go as far as possible. So it's an easy shoulder mobilization. Then switch hands, maybe right hand on top, and then underneath, right hand on top. And then change again, left hand on top, and underneath, left hand on top. Let's do that 3 more times. Behind the head, go slowly. Avoid going into any pain, but you really want to mobilize the shoulders. You can do this throughout your day. You know, you could do this while sitting at the computer if you just need a bit of movement. Bring the hands behind the head, around and behind the low back, switching hands on top each time. Good job. Bring the arms down after the 3rd time and roll your shoulders again just to get some release. Beautiful, ladies. Everybody come down onto the floor and take your tennis ball. So where you're sitting, I want you to bring both knees up, and we'll start with the right leg. So take the tennis ball and bring it to the outside of the right leg. You're going to go from the hip, so this is the top of the femur bone, the trochanter, down to the knee. And you can make little circles with the ball. If you don't have a ball, you can take both hands and just massage inwards. You will affect that IT band. It's a band of very thick tendinous tissue. Okay? Go up and down a few times, and you may feel there are points where it might be a bit tender. And that's normal. It does get tender, especially with sitting most of the day. Now comes the hard part. If you have a tennis ball, go ahead and put the weight on the tennis ball. Your left knee is bent, foot down, and you're gonna roll up and down on that tennis ball. Go down as low as possible towards your knee. If you do not have a tennis ball, I want you to dig a little bit deeper with the fingers. I know it's not comfortable. However, afterwards, your leg, your knee, and your hip will thank you, because the IT band getting tight and inflamed is not a good thing for our bodies. It can affect the knees in very big ways, and we really need that IT band to be soft and release. Good. Let's change sides. Bring your knees in front of you to start, and we'll do the left leg. So you can start with the tennis ball rolling up and down. It's just getting it prepared for the harder massage. Again, if you don't have the tennis ball, just get your fingers in there. Excellent. Good. So this is super good if you are a weight trainer, if you're a bodybuilder, if you lift weights. If you are a runner, you should do this at least every day or every other day. And if you ski, this is amazing. I've been skiing on the weekends, and boy, it really helps when I rub the IT band. All right, let's get the ball underneath. Right knee up to the sky and roll up and down. Ooh la la. Go as far as you can. Don't put too much weight on there if it's too much. And if you don't have the tennis ball, put those fingers deeper in there to massage to the knee. You don't have to go on the bones. You want to get the soft structure, the soft tissue. Good. So the IT band, if it's too tight, it gets the knees into a bad position. And when you walk around, you could be damaging the tissues of the knees. So you want to have the IT band as soft. Good. All right. Take your tennis ball, place it to the side. Rub up and down now, just with your hands on both sides of the legs. It should feel pretty good now. And from there, we're going to stretch the inner thighs, just getting a little mobilization. Toes together, feet together. Go up and down gently in a butterfly position. The knees go up and down. Go as far as is comfortable without any pain. And we've activated those IT bands. So now we're activating the inner thigh muscles, the adductor muscles. Just with gentle movement, good for the hips, good for the knees. All right. Bring your knees to one side and let's come up onto our hands and knees. Nice job, ladies. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Let's take a deep breath in and curl the spine, look skyward, and breathe out, rounding, look to your belly button. And let's go again, breathing in, curling. Breathing out, let's round. And again, let's curl, breathing in. Breathing out and rounding. One more time, let's breathe in and curl. Breathing out, round. Open your knees, come to sitting on your heels. You can reach your arms out in front of you for a full child's pose, or you can have your hands underneath your forehead. Find what works for you right now and take a few deep, slow breaths. Good. Good, very nice. Deep, slow breaths. Nicely done. So just for this moment, think about preparing your body, your mind to get moving. We're going to raise the heart rate a bit. We're going to be working deep into the thighs and the glutes, which is good for the knees and that IT band work we just did. And of course, we'll get some stretches in there and a nice relaxation at the end. Lift up onto the hands and knees now. Keep your hands farther out in front of you. Bring your knees in at hip width and begin bouncing back and forth, activating the fascia at the back body. You have a little curve in your low back, which is lengthening out the belly. This is for the bowspring. The bowspring posture. Lift your head looking forward. And now tucking your toes under, let's do the same thing. We've got crouching cat now, shoulders open wide. You can lift your head to look between your hands and we bounce back and forth. As you bounce back, open your knees, back and forth. Deep breathing. 2 more bounces. Now we open the feet as wide as possible or as wide as our mats. Walk your hands back, hands onto the thighs, lift your chest. So this always helps to lift our chest. When you press into the thighs, the back is protected. Bring your right shoulder forward, look over your left shoulder. Come back to center, left shoulder comes forward, look over your right. Back to center, we'll go again. Right shoulder forward, look over the left. Back to center, left shoulder forward. Back to center, one more time each side. Right shoulder, look over, gets a little twist. Back to center and shoulder and twist. Back to center, coming up, feet are wide, hips are back, knees stay bent. Raise your arms diagonally above the shoulders. If you want to curl your fingers, you may, or you stretch them out in front of you. And we're going to squat down deeper and then up. 10 times. 9, 8, 7. You can go quickly if you'd like. 6. Hips go back. 5, 4. Heating the body. 3, 2, and 1. Come to standing. Step your feet in and step forward to the front edge of your mat. Good job, ladies. Knees soft, hips back. Ribs lifted, hands to your heart center. All right, let's go. Deep breath in, let's stretch skyward. Elbows come to knees as we fold, hips go back. Bring your hands to the floor and step back to a plank position. Lifting your chin. If the plank is too much, you can lower your knees down. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Now everyone bring the knees down. Lower the chest down to the earth. Pointing your toes, rise to a little cobra. Bring your chest back down, push up onto the hands and knees. Tucking the toes, rise to down dog or crouching cat. Now we're going to do a twisted down dog or crouching cat. Turn your knees to the right and we'll bend down and pulse. 3, 2, hips go way back. 1, turn back forward. Step your right foot forward first, then the left. Get to the front edge of the mat. Knees bent, hands to thighs. Lift the chest. Raise your arms up by your ears. And then all the way up to standing. We do that again. Hands to heart center. Let's go. Get expansive. Deep breath in. Breathing out. Fold yourself down. Step back to a plank position. Lift your chin, look forward. Holding. 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. Move right down to the floor. Point your toes and rise up to a cobra. Pushing back, down dog or crouching cat. Twisting, knees to the left. Pulse it here. 3, hips go way back. 2, 1, turn it forward. Left foot steps forward, then the right. Front edge of the mat, bend your knees, hands to thighs. Lift the chest. Then raise the arms. And then all the way up to standing. Good. Nice and easy. Let's move into it. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, rise. And fold. Stepping back to plank. Lift your head, lift, holding 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. Move yourself down. Point your toes, rise to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Turn your knees to the right and pulse it. 3, 2, 1. Turn them forward. Step right foot forward, then the left. Front edge of the mat, come to chair. Arms by your ears and up to standing. Whew. Hands to heart center. Go again. Deep breath in. Fold it forward. Let me have a look. Stepping back. Looking great. Lift your chin and hold here. 3. Good. 2, 1. Bring your knees down and move yourself down to the earth. Beautiful, ladies. Point your toes. Cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Turn your knees to the left and pulse it. 3. Good. 2, 1. Turn it all forward and stepping forward, front edge of the mat. Hands to thighs. Coming up to the chair. Yes. Arms to your ears. And then all the way up to standing. We'll add on to this. Let's go. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Rise up. Coming down. Step back to your plank. Now everyone, bring the right knee down. Lift your left arm. Raise your left leg. And pulse the leg up. This is really good for the hip and the knee. So working a lot into the IT band. We lift and pulse it up. 5, 4. You're going to feel it in the right leg and the left. 2, 1. Bring the hand back down. Stretch your legs again for the plank. Now bring the knees down, move down and into cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Twisting knees to the right and bounce it. 3, 2, 1. Turn it forward, step right foot forward first, then the left. Knees bend low. Now, instead of raising the arms, lift your chest here. Hands stay to the thighs. Now bring your elbows down onto your thighs as if you're skiing in a shoes. See if you can get your chest higher than the hips. Set your gaze beyond you and hold. 3, 2, 1. Push off your elbows and rise up to standing. Hands to your heart center. Going again, deep breath in. Breathing out, folding. Stepping back to the plank. Bring your left knee down. Raise your right arm. Raise the right leg and let's pulse here. 5, you should feel both sides working. 4, lift it up, use the side glute. 3, 2, 1, bring the hand down, come back to plank, full plank. Then the knees come down, move yourself down, pointing your toes, rise to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Turn your knees to the left and pulse here. 3, 2, 1. Turn forward, left foot forward, then the right. Hands to thighs, lift the chest first. Then the elbows come down to the knees. Get your hips lower than your heart. Look forward. Holding 3. Keep the knees apart. Be sure they're not pulling in towards each other. So you have a perfect parallel. 2, 1. Push off your elbows, come to standing. Yes, hands to heart center. Do it again. Deep breath in, rise up, everyone. Folding, go right down. Stepping back to a plank. Good, right knee comes to the earth. Raise your left leg, raise your left arm to balance. Holding, pulsing up. 5, good. 4, 3, good. 2, 1, coming back to a full plank, full plank. Yes, bring your knees down, go all the way to the floor. Point your toes, rise to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat, beautiful. Turn your knees to the right and pulse it here. This is good for the knees and the IT band. Yes. Turning back forward, right foot comes forward first, stepping forward. Get into the chair, supporting with your hands first. Check that your knees are apart and perfectly parallel. Now bring your elbows down like you're shoosing in ski. Holding 3. Good. 2, 1. Push off your knees, come up to standing, arms by your sides, completely straight arms. Yes, hands to heart center. We go again, last round. Deep breath in, make it count. Folding down, yes. Stepping back to a plank, yes. Bring your left knee down this time, right leg goes up, right arm goes up. And pulse it here. Bring the leg up, pulse up. 5, yes, good balance. 4, beautiful. 3, 2, 1. Coming back to that full plank. Turn yourself to the floor, lift the knees. Now move down to the floor. Point your toes, rise to cobra. Yes, good. And push back. Down dog or crouching cat. Turn your knees to the left for the last 3 pulses. Let's go. 3, yes. 2, 1. Turning forward. Step your left foot forward. Then the right, left and right. Front edge of the mat, hands to thighs. Come up to the chair. And then down to the shoes. Hips lower than the chest. Looking forward, hold it here. 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up to standing and release. If you're at the front edge of your mat, step one leg back and open up to a goddess position where you can face the screen so you can see what's going on. Toes will turn to the outside. Now this, ladies, is super important. When you bend your knees, they need to go wide towards your baby toes. If they're going in towards the big toes, this is not good for the knees and the structure of the knees. nor does it engage all the proper muscles around the thighs. So you want the knees wide going to the baby toes. Everything gets aligned. Do this, and I'll show you from the side. It's like an open squat. Your hips are going back. It is not ballet, ladies. We do not want to tuck the hips under and go down. This is incorrect for functionality of our back. You want the back to go in a curve. Hips back, knees wide, okay? From here, raise your right arm up, supporting yourself with your left hand. Lean over to your left. Now, to your left. If you've got enough space and you want to go farther, you come down onto your elbow, all right? Stretch that right arm as long as possible and feel how it goes right down to the hip. Sinking down low, hold it here for another 3 breaths. Good, keep those knees wide. Yes, come back up to standing, hands to hips. I want you to let your hips go from right to left. The toes are pointed out in a V. Yeah, good. Hips go from right to left, helps to release here, hips, IT band, and the knees. Let's sink right back down into that goddess position. Check that your knees go more towards the baby toes than the big toes. Chest is lifted, but hips go back behind you. All right. Right hand to the right side, left arm to the left ear, go over. If possible, you can slide right down onto your elbow. Okay, if you have enough space. If not, the hand is fine. Sink down low, another 3 breaths. That's good. Stay with it. 2 and 1. Lift up to standing, hands to hips. Let your hips go from side to side. Now we do a different posture with the feet. Pay attention. We bring the feet parallel, pointing straight forward. This makes a completely different dynamic for the knees and the legs. Set your hands at your low back, soften the knees, slightly bent, and lean backwards. Let the legs hold you, all right? You're lifting your ribs away from the pubic bone, away from the hips, and you're curling back. If it's comfortable, the head can go back. If not, look forward. Hold this position. 3, 2, 1. Look forward, everyone. Lift up your chest and fold forward. The hips will go way, 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 way back. Let your hands slide down. The knees stay slightly bent. Grab a hold of your ankles and pull your chest towards the floor. You should feel a strong stretch down the backs of the legs, even with the knees bent, and on the outsides of the ankles and legs. Pull yourself down. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. All right, walk your hands over to your right leg, so the right foot. Lift up the right heel and sink down as low as possible. Turn your left toes up to the sky, all right? So this is like a deep lunge. If it's too much for the knee, you can just lift halfway, Toes go up to the sky. Reach your arms out in front of you as far as possible. Fingertips on the floor, and we breathe here. Remember what I talked about at the beginning of class. If you feel pain, come out of the posture. We should not feel pain. You can feel effort, but no pain. Hands underneath you. Help yourself to lift back up. And we will change sides. Walk your hands over to the left foot. Sink down slowly onto the left heel. Right toes pointing up to the sky. Okay, get yourself into the position that's comfortable. If it's better for you halfway, just here for the knee, that's fine too. You can do it this way. If you're all the way down, reach your arms as far out in front of you, in front of that left knee as possible. And we hold, the toes go up. Right toes go up to the sky and we hold. 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands back. Push into the floor to lift. Now here's important. Bend your knees and we're going to support the back, hips back, hands on the thighs. Lift the chest gently. It's going to help your back to lift up. Turn your toes back out to the sides for the goddess position. Lift your arms up and let's go. Full goddess. Elbows out to the sides. Palms open, facing skyward. Lift your chin. Use the legs. Open the knees as wide as possible. 3. Super good for the IT band. 2 and 1. Releasing, hands to hips. Let your hips go from side to side. Excellent. Now, if your legs, your knees, your hips are strong, you can jump and bring your feet in. Otherwise, stepping 1 foot at a time, come back in. Hands to hips, right knee out to the side, come to the ankle, a little bit higher than the kneecap or the inner thigh. Tree pose, let's go. I've mentioned before, but in the tree pose, avoid opening your leg completely out to the side. You want to have it diagonal compared to your body. Diagonal is much healthier for the hips. Lift and open the chest, lift the eyes. Breathe in and out through the nose. And perhaps here you can think about that solar disc again, just at the low ribs, at your diaphragm. Hands come back down to the hips and lower the foot. Change legs. Find the position, how high you want to go. And raise the arms. And again, breathe into the solar disc. The more often you breathe from the diaphragm during your day, the more you bring down the stress. You lower cortisol levels. You also get into rest and digest. We spend most of our days in fight or flight. We need to get into rest and digest to balance things out. Good. Hands to hips and lower the leg. Excellent, everyone. Step to the front edge of your mat and we're going to move to the floor. Hands to your heart center. Let's take a deep breath in and rise. Folding, bringing the elbows down to the knees. Come all the way down and step back to a plank position, everyone. Plank position. Lift your chin. Knees are a little bit soft. Open the shoulders. Keep everything engaged and hold here. Deep breathing. Lower your knees down and push back to child's pose, everyone. Let's release for a moment here. Knees wide, forehead down. Deep breathing. Stay with this for a moment. Come up onto your hands and knees. Now, if you feel any pain in your low back or you want to avoid going on your tummy, you could stay here on hands and knees and modify the positions. If you're fine, come on down onto your belly. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Raise your head, chest, and shoulders just a bit and raise both legs. Hold here. If you're on your hands and knees, you could simply raise your right arm and left leg and hold, and then change after 3 breaths. For those of you who are here, bring your heels together and apart. If you're on your belly, heels together and apart, and you squeeze, you work the inner thighs and the glutes. Another 4, 3, 2, here's the last one. All right, bring your feet down, push up onto the hands and knees, and move your hips from side to side. Good job, everybody. Bring your knees to one side of the mat and come down onto one hip. Now turn yourself towards the device, whichever side is going to be the best. All the way down, want you to have both knees bent, top arm out in front of you. First, lift the top leg. Now see if you can get the foot slightly higher than the knee. You're gonna feel the engagement down the side. And we press up, 10, 9, press higher, 8, that's it, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna straighten the leg and push like we're pushing the wall. So we push 10 times, straightening the leg, 9, super good for the knees, everybody, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're not finished. Keep the leg up, turn the toes down, and we're going to pulse up. 10, small movements. The glutes and the side glutes are the best friends of the knees. So you're gonna feel the side glutes tomorrow. That's important. But the more you work them, the better position that your knees are in for your daily activities. 3 more pulses. 2 and 1. Good. Bring the leg down, bend both knees. We're going to lift up from the side. Now we switch sides. So you bring your legs to the opposite side, but stay here, seated. We'll grab a hold of the ankles and raise that opposite arm and lean towards the feet. So you're leaning over, stretching the side, and you should also feel the stretch on the outside of the hip and even the IT band. Good. Yes, very sneaky. Good. All right, we bring the hand down and we're changing sides. Slide right down. One hand, top arm in front of you. Keep the knee bent. Lift the knee and have the foot a little bit higher than the knee, okay? Here we go, we're gonna lift. 10, 9, good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we push the wall, let's go. Toes can point down, 10. It's like you're pressing, 9. You should feel it around the glute and the hip. 8, 7, 6. If you don't feel it, you need to lift higher. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the leg up, toes down, heels up. Let's go, lifting. 10, 9, looking good. It should start to burn a bit. 7, 6, 5, 4, excellent. 3, doing great, everybody. 2, 1, very good. Bring the leg down, lift up from the side, and we do that same stretch. It's called the mermaid stretch. So switch your feet, grab a hold of the ankles, lift the opposite arm, and let's lean over towards the feet. Mermaid. Perfect. Releasing. Let's come back to a seated position, but you're gonna lie down onto your back. So get onto a position for your mat, lying down. Walk your feet away from you, heels down, toes pointing up, arms by your sides. Lift the hips, so you've got hamstring bridge. Pull your heels towards you. Feel that engagement down the backs of the legs and hold it here. Deep breaths. One more deep breath in. Bring the hips down. Walk your feet in. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. We've got frog bridge. Press your feet against each other. Lift your hips up, and you're gonna feel there's an engagement in the inner thighs. See if you can lift the perineum as well. And we pulse, lifting 10, 9, 8, 7, squeeze tight. 6, that's good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your hips back down. Separate your feet, hip width. Lift your hips back up. Now we got more perineal work. You don't have to go very high. Bring the knees together and apart. Squeeze and apart. And when you squeeze your knees together, lift your perineum. If it pulls on the knees, walk your feet away from you. See if that makes it better, okay? Here we go. We're squeezing 10 and lift. 9, lift the perineum. 8, squeeze everything behind. 7, 6, 5, 4, you're doing great, everybody. 3, hang on to it. 2, and here's the last one. Woo, bring the hips back down. Set yourself up for your bridge pose. Feet can be close to the hips, elbows pressing into the floor. Lift and open the chest, and let's rise for our classic yoga bridge. If you'd like to take the full bridge, set your hands, come to the crown of your head, and push up to full bridge. Choose which is going to be best for you today. Take deep, slow breaths. You can even close your eyes and make this a meditative experience. So you close your eyes and you can look inside, see how you're feeling. One more deep breath in. And then raise your arms over your head and begin lowering the back one vertebra at a time to the floor. Very, very slowly. Take your time. Good job. Separate your feet hip width or wider. Let your knees go to the right, both knees, and reach your left arm behind you. This is an open twist that helps to stretch the side body as well as the IT band. One knee at a time, rising up. And let's switch sides. Let the knees go to the left. Keep your arms reaching behind you. Yeah, good. Raising one knee at a time. Let's get ready for some abdominals, okay? If for any reason you shouldn't be doing abdominals, maybe you just want to get into some easy stretches for the legs. For us, for the abdominals, hands behind the head. I want you to bring the soles of your feet together, knees wide, just like we did in the frog bridge. Lift your head and shoulders, space between the chin and the chest, and we'll pulse here. Breathing out, 10. Press your feet together, 9. Squeeze your glutes, 8. And lift the perineum, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold here, lift your knees up, and raise your legs to the sky, pointing the toes. Get the legs strong. Hold in here. Let's lift up again. 10. Breathing out. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now lower your legs to a diagonal position to where you do not feel strain at the low back, but you do feel strong engagement in the belly. And here we go, our last 10 lifts. 10, 9, 8, lower down if you need to. 7, 6, 5, 4, almost there. 3, good job. 2, and 1. Knees can come into the chest. We grab a hold, lower the head, and rock from side to side. Good. Come into a happy baby pose. Feet wide, grab hold of the ankles or the feet. And again, rock from side to side to relax. Now coming back to center, straighten out your right leg as much as possible and hold here, keeping the left knee bent and the left knee comes towards the shoulder. It's like a half happy baby. Good. Rebend your right knee, and let's do the same thing with the left. Stretch it out as far as is comfortable and hold. The right knee comes to the outside of the right shoulder. Rebend the knee. Now crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. You can cross as much as is comfortable for you. Grab around both legs and pull them towards the shoulders. Relaxing here as you stretch out the hips. Keep the legs crossed and bring the left foot onto the floor. Let your knees fall to your left, stretching your right arm out to the side. And we hold the position. Uncrossing the legs, lift one knee at a time. And we change, left leg crossed over the right, lift both, pull them in towards the shoulders. Bring your right foot to the floor and let the knees go to your right. Turn your head to the left. Spinal twist, easy spinal twist. Uncross, lifting your left knee first, right knee follows. Again, grab a hold around your legs, rock from side to side. Keep the knees wide so you have space. And then lift your head, nose between the knees, round out completely. And then gently lower your head to the earth. One leg at a time, stretch the legs onto your mat. Find yourself in a comfortable position. Bring your arms by your sides, turn the palms to the sky. And begin taking deep, slow breaths in and out of the belly. And we'll begin relaxing the body by relaxing our feet. Relaxing the ankles. Relax the calves. Relax all around your knees. Relaxing the thighs. The hips and the glutes. Relax your low back. The upper back. Letting go of any tension in your chest or your tummy. Relax the shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists, hands. Letting go of the neck and the throat, the jaw. All of the muscles in the face. And relax your head and your mind. Perhaps let your mind go. Bring your attention once again to your knees. Our knees can represent our ability to move forward. And there's a lot right now in life after COVID to move forward on. And the health of your knees will also have a psychological effect on you moving forward on projects, on life goals, moving forward in your own evolution, spiritual, physical, or intellectual. Let's keep our knees healthy so we can continue to move forward. Begin to take deep, slow breaths again into your belly. Nice expansion and release. And when you're ready, start to move your fingers and your toes, waking everything up. Moving your hands and feet. Let's raise our arms over our heads and stretch and reach, get really long. Good, and then bring the knees to the chest and squeeze them up against the chest. Rock gently from side to side. Rolling all the way onto your right-hand side. From there, setting your hands down, push up from the side and come to a nice, even seated position. Let's rub our hands together, everyone. Bring your hands over your face, gently tapping around the eyes. And you can tap over the cheeks and jaw and throat. And around up above in the forehead. It helps to stimulate all those muscles in the face. Yeah, you can even scratch through the hair. It can feel good. And shake out. And let's rub our hands together again. And this time, just like we're washing the face clean, just bring your hands over your face, washing it clean, and shake out. Hands to the heart center. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining. Take care of yourselves. Namaste. Thank you.